Welcome to the Elkhart Head Start meeting for February 10th, 2021. Parents, we miss you. We're sorry that you weren't able to join us today since the class is quarantined, but we are here with our guest speaker, Ms. Barbara Edison, who will be discussing mental health education. Welcome, Ms. Barbara.
Thank you.
I'll let you go ahead and speak first and then go through the agenda.
The first topic that I'm going to address is mental health education. Mental health is about how we think, we feel, and we act. Just like physical health, everybody has it and we need to take good care of it. Our mental health can range from good to poor. Good mental health can help you to think positively, feel confident, and act calmly. Mental health includes our emotional, our psychological, and our social well-being. It helps determine how we handle stress, how we relate to others, and making healthy choices. Mental health is important at every stage of life, from childhood to adulthood. Good mental health helps us to learn from our mistakes, and everybody makes lots of mistakes. That's the main way we learn. That's the main way we learn, because when we make mistakes, we know that next time we won't make those same mistakes. Mental health is important at every stage of life, from childhood to adulthood. Good mental health helps us to learn about other people. We are able to form and maintain good relationships with others and to cope with and manage change and uncertainty. And this last 12 months has certainly been full of change and uncertainty with COVID. There are many factors that can affect our mental health. Low self-esteem, not feeling loved, not feeling confident, family breakups, loss of loved ones, poor physical health, and a history of abuse are a few examples of factors affecting our mental health. The early signs of poor mental health include poor concentration, irritability, trouble sleeping, lack of energy, tearfulness, increased worry, low mood, loss of interest in activities, and feeling overwhelmed. Please don't suffer in silence if you're struggling with mental health issues. You are not crazy. Ask for help. Ask your family service worker or me, your mental health specialist, for local resources to help you regain your mental health. This will make a positive change for you, your spouse, your children, and your family. Becky's going to send home the national hotline for 24-hour parent supports and the National Suicide Prevention Hotline numbers, and also the numbers for the SAMHSA National Helpline, where you can get help with substance abuse or get a referral for counseling to somebody in your area. This service is operated 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, every day of the year. And they're able to offer both English and Spanish on this hotline. She's also going to send home a handout about choosing a therapist. You can get a referral from your insurance company, from your family doctor. You can ask a pastor or a minister for a therapist that they trust. You can ask a friend or someone else that you trust if they've ever seen a good mental health counselor. And as always, if you have any questions about this presentation, just contact Becky and she can contact me, and I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. She can give you my phone number. The next area that we're going to look at is ideas to improve your marriage. And I'm just going to go over some kind of general ideas. All marriages go through good times and hard times, and it's important, again, to ask for help when you feel like you're really suffering in your marriage. Most couples wait an average of 6 years before they seek counseling to help with their marriage. So again, ask for help when you need it. Some of the ideas to improve your marriage are to compliment your spouse daily, apologize when you're wrong. That's easier for some people than other people. Don't keep secrets. Hold hands when you're walking together. Appreciate all that your spouse does. Simplify your life so you can have more time for connections. Turn off your phones. When I go out in public and to restaurants, I see families at restaurant tables and both parents are on their phone, the kids are on their phone, and nobody's talking to each other. So it's important to just realize that we don't always have to be on our phones. We can turn our phones off and connect with each other and talk about our day and talk about our joys and our failures and our so many things. Ask for what you need and what you want. Don't assume that your spouse knows. And when I say spouse, I'm talking about both the husband and the wife. This isn't just advice for wives. These are things that you can share with your husband as well. Help each other with daily chores, and you can find out which chores your husband would prefer. Like, would he prefer doing the dishes, or would he prefer doing the laundry? Would he prefer folding the clothes? Would he prefer sweeping or vacuuming? But you're working full-time at home with your kids, and so husbands and wives both needs to pitch in and help. You can volunteer together. You can both volunteer at church together or volunteer somewhere in your community. You can make it a family volunteering activity, so your kids know how important it is to give back to people in your community. Have a date night that doesn't necessarily have to cost any money. You can ask the kids' grandparents to watch the kids if that's a safe alternative, and you can go for a walk in the park and just sit at a picnic table and talk. You can go to the mall and walk around the mall together and talk. Another good idea is to plan a budget together and stick to it. It's important to be respectful of each other. Always kiss goodnight. Be the first to say that you're sorry. Choose love even when you don't feel like it. Eat dinner together. Always discuss major purchases together. And don't engage in name calling. I tell parents that it's a good idea when you get too angry to deal with your children or each other to give yourself a timeout. Go to the bathroom or go to your bedroom, close the door, take some slow, deep breaths, and get more composure before you go back and talk to your child or your spouse about something that's really upsetting to you. The next topic is ways to build your child's self-esteem. Positive self-esteem is one of the greatest gifts you can give your child. Children with high self-esteem feel loved and confident and develop into happy, productive people. To help build your child's self-esteem as they grow, consider these do's and don'ts. Do give your children choices within a reasonable set of options pre-selected by you every day. Like when they get dressed in the morning, you can give them a choice if they want to wear their red shirt or their brown shirt, or if they want to wear their tennis shoes or their boots. That makes children feel like they have more power in their life. Now, when it's dinner time and you're fixing one thing, that's not a good idea to give choices then, because you don't want to be fixing a different meal for every family member. Sometimes I tell parents if kids don't like what you're fixing, what you can do is if they don't want what you have, then maybe they can have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or a cheese sandwich if that's okay with you. Don't do everything for your child. Head Start is a wonderful example of letting children be independent and do things for themselves. Going to the bathroom on their own. When we go to breakfast or lunch, they open their own milk. They open their own straws and forks. They take their own trays to have them cleaned up. We give them as much responsibility as is developmentally appropriate for them. Do let your child know that no one is perfect. Nobody, none of us is perfect. We all make mistakes. It's, you know, children developmentally are going to spill their milk. They don't do it on purpose. It's just an accident. And it's okay, instead of getting angry because it's a big mess, you can say, it's okay, that was an accident. We can clean it up together. Other things they do, little kids do a lot of things that require lots of cleanup, and it is frustrating, especially if you have more than 1 or 2 children. It can be very, very frustrating to be cleaning up messes all day. But just understand that they're learning and they're growing and they're figuring things out. Don't gush or offer insincere praise. We all know that when we if somebody's really being sincere with a compliment, you feel it in your heart. If you just say good job because you think that's the right thing to say, it's better to notice what they do and give them more feedback. I noticed that you really worked hard on your drawing. You were careful with the colors that you picked. You really paid attention to what you're doing. I'm very proud of you. That's a lot better than just saying good job. Do assign age-appropriate household chores. Even little kids can help pick up their toys. Sometimes they need help picking up their toys if they're 2 or 3. But usually by the age of 4 or 5, they can pick up their own toys. And if they don't want to pick up their toys, they can always ask. You can always pitch in and help them. Well, let's do it together. Don't draw comparisons between children. Sometimes parents will compare a child and say, well, you're so lazy. Some children don't have the same kind of internal motivation that other children have. Some children really want to please you and do all the things that they know are going to make you happy, and some kids are just less motivated by that. That doesn't mean that child is less. It just means they're different. Appreciate each child for the gifts that they have and for their own individuality. Don't call children names or use sarcasm to make a point. Children don't understand sarcasm. It's very confusing for them. And none of us like to be called names. There's been studies that say verbal abuse is actually causes more damage psychologically than physical abuse. Being called stupid or being called ugly names, being cursed at, those go right to the heart of a child and destroy their self-esteem. Do spend one-on-one time with your child. Again, put your phones down and when your children get home and spend time with them. I've read stories where people will be watching other people and a child will be trying to share an important story with their mom or their dad, and their mom or their dad never look up to their phones, never make eye contact. They just go, uh-huh. And that's so, so heartbreaking for children. They need that one-to-one contact that builds the connections in their brains. Some daycares have had to put signs up on their daycare saying that the parents need to put their phones up before they come in to pick up their kids, because some parents will come in, never put their phone down, never acknowledge their child. And that's the best part of a child's day, is when they see you after a long day from being away from you. They smile, their eyes light up, and when you don't make that eye contact, sooner or later they're going to stop trying. Again, if you have any questions or concerns, please let Becky know and she can contact me. She can give you my phone number and I'll be happy to talk to you more about any of these topics. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Barber, for coming today. Again, parents, these are going to be handouts. They'll be put in your child's folder up on their return, so be sure to look for them in your child's folder and take them out and read them. Hopefully this will give you some pointers. Again, let me know if you need me to contact Miss Barbara. I will contact her and then contact you to see when you're available. We'll move on now to our minutes portion of our meeting. Neither the chair or vice chair were available to conduct the parent meeting. Mr. Gregory Moore volunteered to run the January meeting. Due to COVID-19, there was no speaker. The following agencies provided handouts: Palestine Resource Center, East Texas Workforce, Elkhart ISD, and Head Start. Anderson County Resource, Child Care Information, a list of community agencies and mental health topics, and contact informations were provided to parents. Parents were advised that Therapy 2000 and Lavu services for speech, occupation, physical therapy for children in need. Parents were encouraged to pass along handouts to anyone in need instead of throwing them away the information. And then our minutes were read and approved by parents that attended the meeting. As far as our family literacy went, Miss Becky handed out handouts with activities that build writing skills. The handouts were sent home to families that were not in attendance to the parent meeting. Our policy council update was that the December meeting was not conducted due to the holidays, and then the January meeting was canceled due to the rise number of COVID-19. As far as old business, parents were just informed of the December calendar events. And then the new business, parents were updated on the January and February calendar events. January 18th was a school holiday, as well as the 28th. And the 100th day was celebrated on the 28th of January, excuse me. Today, as you notice, is Red Day. So put a red shirt on your child today to celebrate our Red Day, as well as our character word, caring. Parent meeting would be on February the 10th as well, and then February the 12th would be our Valentine's party. Parents were advised that they needed, if they needed Valentine's for their child, to be sure to notify Miss Kylie or Miss Tiffany or myself, and that's still something that if you're not able to provide your child with Valentine's on Friday, let us know so that we can at least practice with your child in writing their names on Valentine's that we have here, and they can put them in their boxes. As you can see, they'll already have boxes for Valentine's. Also, it was explained to parents to use the opportunity to work with their child on practicing their name, just on the front of the card from who it is from. Now I'm going to move on to our family literacy. Also in your child's folder that will be coming home is the family literacy. Here are some ideas to help your child to learn math during the everyday routine. So getting dressed at home. If you viewed Miss Kylie's video earlier, she was talking about counting for laundry, counting the socks, counting the shirts, counting the pants, adding and subtracting things, as well as even counting the buttons on a child's shirt or the letters on the child's shirt. So these are some really great activities. There's also one on here for setting the table, asking your child how many napkins do we need, how many plates, how many forks, how many spoons, how many cups, and letting them count out how much they're going to need to be able to set the table. Eating at the meal, talking about your sandwich looks like a square, and if you turn it and cut it from corner to corner, what shape does it make? Of course it makes a triangle. So this is geometry recognition of shapes, as well as how many pieces of cheese do you want. This is number counting, one-to-one correspondence. You have more pieces of apple than I do. Again, this is recognition of correspondent numbers. And then also picking up toys, counting the trucks that are being picked up and put away, or putting the books on the shelf, or the balls So these are some ideas to help your child learn math skills at home, as well as going to the park. There's a squirrel on the branch of the tree, recognizing the position, whether up or down, under or over. So these are some really nice ideas that you can go over with your child in learning math skills at home. Even making a shopping list and counting the cans of soup and making sure that the number of cans of soup that you put in the cart are equal to the number that is checked out. So parents, just take these handouts and use them. If you don't want to use them, please don't throw them away. Like I said earlier, pass them along to other families and children with small children, and maybe they'll get their child a good head start. Also, I want you to know that February is dental health, so we're going to be sending home your child these little packets from Head Start. It's a dental kit care for your child, so enjoy that with your child. As far as any old business or new business, I don't believe there are any. As far as school announcements, we'll be coming back. Students will be returning on Friday. Now Monday is a bad weather day, so we won't be here. On Tuesday is a teacher's work day, so students won't be here, but staff will. And then also we'll look forward to our parent meeting in March. So hope y'all enjoy. Thank y'all. Thank you for coming, and have a blessed day.